Next week is going to be a big week. We're going to get a feeling for what's going on with the U.S. consumer, with retail sales. We're obviously going to have a Fed meeting, a Fed decision, and then a whole bunch of Q&A. We have some interesting earnings and some housing information for next week. Let's get into it. Let's start with what happened at the end of last week. We got our second of three inflation readings. Again, remember, CPI came in better than expected. Same for PPI. PPI was better than expected. Headline came in at 3.2, was expected to be 3.3. Core came in at 3.4. It was expected to be 3.6. So like CPI, PPI came in better. However, people have been crunching the numbers, taking the inputs from PPI and the inputs from CPI, and no bueno. PCE is expected to be worse than last month. So the inputs coming out of PPI and CPI point to a higher PCE and potentially, folks, a move of more than 1/10. So we're talking 2/10. So again, gonna have to watch out for that. We did get last week, we got weekly claims. They came in a little better than the week prior, came in at 220. Down 2,000. We did have that one spike to 250 a couple of weeks ago, but we're not seeing the consistent move up in claims yet. That could change any week. B of A, Bank of America, is saying PCE inflation unlikely to fall enough for the Fed to cut. One of the things that I stated early or late last year is I didn't think the Fed would cut rates in 2025. Bank of America now agrees with me. Again, Bank of America saying PCE inflation is not going to go down enough to warrant the Fed to cut. Again, it is expected that PCE at the end of the month will rise. It was 2.6. There's an expectation that it could rise to 2.8, even with CPI and PPI being better as a measure. Ulta Beauty, giving us a little sneak peek into retail, had weak guidance. Says that the consumer is uncertain. Looks like Compass Brokerages in advanced talks to buy Home Services, which is owned by Warren Buffett. I don't know. If Uncle Warren is selling a company that's in the housing business, really at a housing low, I wonder why. Is he just raising more cash? What is he doing? Why is he getting out of that game? That's just something I was asking myself. I don't know if Forever 21 looks like they're going bankrupt. They could not arrange financing or a buyer, potentially having to liquidate all 350 stores. Larry Summers talks about recession odds going over 50%. Recession sometime in the next 12 months. Basically saying this tariff nonsense, this back and forward tit for tat on tariffs is freaking out the consumer. The consumer's going to stop spending. Businesses are going to stop spending. And bingo bango, you have a recession. Frankly, that might be the plan. Could the plan be to instigate a recession, get the Fed to lower rates, so that you can have 3.5 years of growth? Maybe. Recessions are a normal part of the business cycle, and we haven't had one for quite a while, so it'll be interesting to see. Ron Barron, billionaire stock investor, says he can't believe how cheap stocks are. That's a quote that he gave on CNBC. You got to remember that Ron is a long-term investor. He is not a trader. He tries to own things for decades. So that is Ron's opinion. Inflation expectations took a nasty jump higher. Yes, inflation expectations 1 year out went from 4.3 to 4.9. Folks, this is the second month in a row. This is changing consumer psychology. The 5-year consumers expect inflation to be 3.9%. This is not good news. This is not what the Fed wants to see. Consumer sentiment on Friday dropped. Again, it dropped from 64.7 to 57.9. The Trump bump is over. There is obviously the consumer is dealing with a lot, and I'm not sure the consumer understands the tariffs and the plan and all of that, but hey, it is what it is. Pending home sales, nasty number 2, down 4.6%, down 9.2% in the South, which is the largest number of transactions. That's the region with the most transactions. 1 in 7 contracts were actually canceled, which again, according to Redfin, is the highest on record. High prices and economic uncertainty. That is not a great recipe for selling homes. The week ahead, we got Monday, the big day, retail sales. Are we going to have a positive or negative number? Is the consumer truly pulling back? We'll also get home builder confidence. How could home builders be confident? They got high prices, they got tariffs, they got this, they got that. Not sure how the home builders could be feeling. Tuesday, we'll get housing starts and building permits. Again, I don't know why anybody would be starting when there's potential tariffs coming that would dramatically raise the costs. Wednesday, we will get the Fed decision. Again, I'm calling for nothing, nada. But we will get Jerome Powell in front of a microphone for 60 or 90 minutes, and he is going to be asked a lot of questions. Tariffs, recession, expectations. It is going to be an interesting talk on Wednesday. Thursday, we get weekly unemployment claims. Again, we're looking to stay 220 or below. We will get existing home sales. Folks, remember my call from earlier in the year? We're going sub 4 million. I believe this report will be one of those sub 4 million transactions. We'll also get leading economic indicators. So what's going on across the country. We do have some interesting earnings that I thought we should talk about as we get ready for the week. FedEx, right? What is going on with shipping? Lennar, one of those home builders kind of in the middle. What's going on there? Nike, right? What's going on with Nike? And then Carnival Cruise. Carnival Cruise is actually the parent company of Seabourn, which we are currently traveling on. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on in that space. Folks, hope you have an amazing day. Get ready for an important week. Remember, join school, become part of the community. Get around 350 amazing folks all going in the same direction. And get all that free education and whatnot. So, folks, hope you have an amazing day. Take care. Bye. Oh, you know what? I forget. Where are we? Somewhere in Japan. I'm going to take you outside for a second. It's cold. Well, there you go, folks. A lovely city in Japan. Bye.